I was yelling at people on social media in my garage by myself yesterday afternoon. It was very healthy what I was
Feels good.
doing.
Let it all out. Just vent it, man. You scream it into a pillow.
What a great schedule for Oregon State. No! No!
Holy catfish!
No, it's not.
Stop it. Stop it. Why do people do that to themselves? I just don't get it, man. I don't get it.
I'd rather play the Cougs twice and travel 2,000 miles and play on the Big Ten Network. No! No!
Yeah, go Beaver! Need another one? Keep it coming.
Felt like all day yesterday.
Keep it coming.
Oh, spicy.
You want to get into that schedule now? You want to talk about it? You
I
don't
don't
want to talk about it?
I don't want to talk about it.
Their last home game is like early November. Their senior day is like November 8th, man.
Shut up.
It's not good.
I saw that the return game to the Pullman is the Pac-12 championship. Like, oh, that's how we're spinning this.
I mean, and somebody did bring up a good point.
here.
I think it was our buddy Bill Connolly. If they split the first two, the third one, I think you should play something called a Pac-12 championship. Give me the third one. I know two's not enough. I need three. It's a 3-game series. You're turning into Major League Baseball. I love it. You can really decide. All the arguments over the years, you lost, we should have won that game. Now you get another crack at him. If you lose a close one, you get another crack at him a couple of weeks later.
I hate you. I absolutely hate you.
To be fair, like, what did you want him to do?
Get an FCS team, get a win.
Yeah. And I don't
why would you play that game twice? Do you care more about ticket sales?
I mean, I think the answer to that is yes. I think they do. They desperately need ticket sales, and that's why they did that. Their home schedule is really rough next year. Really rough next year.
Yeah, I had somebody that was like, oh, I'd rather have this than an FCS team. I said, they have Lafayette and Sam Houston on this schedule. Can you please differentiate those two things?
Yeah, it's not even Louisiana Lafayette.
No,
it's Lafayette, which I didn't know was a thing. There's a Lafayette College? I did not know that.
We're all learning new things with this
No,
world.
I think it's the same school. They just dropped the Louisiana.
Oh, they're no longer Louisiana Lafayette.
Yeah, they're
okay.
just Lafayette.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to clarify that because every time I hear Lafayette, I think Louisiana Lafayette. And then there was no Louisiana on
Just
there.
a little tough, a little difficult to deal with. We can't just
man.
admit that it sucks. I got people defending it. It's like, no, you don't need to defend it. Nobody's going to that tailgate excited about the Sam Houston game.
No, it's a brutal home schedule. But I will maintain, I'm with you on the FCS thing. Wins should maybe be more important. They're desperate for ticket sales, and it's not easy to make a schedule up out of thin air. They had the Mountain West agreement this year that has obviously gone away because now they're suing each other. I'll sue you, you sue me, and they're poaching their team. So this will all get settled a little bit going into 2026. You're going to have a conference schedule again, conference championship, some things will return to a sense of normalcy, and you won't have to pull a schedule out of your ass in 4 months. But there is an aspect that, I laughed at it. I chuckled at the optimism and excitement from Beaver fans who were just optimistic and excited about anything that happens in their day. We lost to UNLV. This is great. They'll find a positive spin for anything.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, there isn't I don't know what you wanted them to do outside of just schedule Portland State, but that's another game. Then you have Sam Houston State, Lafayette, and Portland State are 3 of your 7 home games. That's a brutal ass. Hey, buy season tickets. Yeah. These are 3 of the 7 games you get.
I think that's the part that I kind of get stuck on is what's more important? Is it? I know making money for them is the most important thing given what's happened, but is it more important to get a dub for your future or risk losing twice to the same team in one season, which I'm sure it's happened at some point in college football history, but
there was another conference that did this a couple of years ago. Okay. I can't remember who it was. It was on social media yesterday. Some conference did this where 2 teams played each other twice.
But my point is it largely doesn't happen, which makes you go, whoa, they're playing each other twice in a year. And I get the difficulty handed to them, but I don't know. I think I just value wins a little more. If this is a short-term thing for people, well, it's only for 1 year. You bridge it going to 2026. Okay, cool. But if they lose and they're worse than 8-4 this year, the recruiting's not going to pick up. I know it sounds doom and gloom, but it kind of already is.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's not just being a Debbie Downer. It's just being kind of honest about this stuff of, the schedule might be better in 26 for Oregon State. It'll still feel relevant.
You're not wrong there, depending on who you get in non-conference, and I can't remember what their non-conference is off the top of my head, although they did book one with Appalachian State. That'd be a fun trip to take. Go out to Boone, North Carolina. Looks like a cool stadium.
I have no interest in
that. I know you don't. I know. Here's what I would say. I think based on what we've seen from Oregon State this year, they are clearly in this is clearly going to take some time to get back to where they want to be as a program.
Well, they were. Can they get back where they were?
Just getting back to where you were. And I think in order to get back to where you were, it's going to take you 2 to 3 years to get there. And so I understand the argument of, hey, would you rather be 8-4 or 7-5 next year? Like, sure, you'd take 8-4 over 7-5, but is that one win going to have a massive difference in terms of now we have a top 30 recruiting class instead of a 74th ranked recruiting class? Like, I just think it's going to take you some time to get there. And I don't think this is a team, like I saw Beaver fans debating yesterday the merit of their schedule and what it would mean for quality wins and like a playoff conversation. It's like, guys, that's not happening next year. You're a ways away from that. When you get into the new PAC conference and you can win it and get an automatic qualifier spot, then it's totally valid.
They're not eligible next year.
You're still not eligible next year. You're not going to get in as an at-large. So, like, all of that is a moot point. This isn't a strength of schedule thing.
It's not a playoff conversation.
It's not a playoff conversation. And so I do think next year, after chuckling at it yesterday, because it is embarrassing to play this, and it's like twice in like 3 weeks, too. It's not like you play them in September and then play them again in November. I think you play them twice in the same month.
November 1st and then November 29th.
So you play them in like 3 weeks.
Yeah. There's 2 games in between them with a bye.
In between them.
So their schedule, by the way, is California to home opener, Fresno State. So there's your 2 home openers. Then you're at Texas Tech, and then you're at Oregon. Then you're home against Houston, at Appalachian State, bye, home, Lafayette, Wake Forest, Wazoo, Sam Houston, at Tulsa, bye, at Washington State.
Yeah, the big bummer is your senior day is early November, and that's just weird. Your last home game of the year, I think, is early, like November 8th or whatever date.
It'd be Sam Houston State. Yeah.
So that's
Sam Houston.
Yeah, that's a brutal end to your home schedule right there. So I see the argument, but I think their thought is we need to sell as many tickets as we can. How do we make the home schedule? Whether we go 6-6, 7-5, like, we're still going to have to build to get to where we want to go, and one game's not going to make a big difference. But you know what might? A fan looking at that slate and say, hey, if you took the Washington State game away and you gave me Portland State and said I'm not going to buy season tickets, now I might buy season tickets.
I did have somebody text me, why did they introduce their graphic with the stadium upside down on the top?
I didn't even notice that.
Look at the schedule, and I don't know why they did this. Instead of putting like the Beaver logo, they inverted their stadium upside down.
This is in the Oregon State. Oh, they did.
It's like a header. It's weird.
Yeah, it's like a stadium sandwich.
The bottom with the stadium makes sense, but the top it's an upside down stadium. They couldn't even do the graphic right.
That's kind of a funny look. I don't
know what they're doing with that one.
My favorite thing yesterday, too, was that Oregon State tweeted this out, and then there was a local reporter 2 minutes after they tweeted it out was saying, sources tell me this is what their schedule's going to be.
No.
They literally just said it out themselves. It's Oregon. It's right there. I don't need a source. They're the source. Oregon State football is the source. They just tweeted out their 2025 schedule. Sources indicate to me that they're going to be going to Appalachian State. They're going to get this game at home. They will be playing the Cougs twice. Like, yeah, I too have seen the tweet, man. My sources confirmed.
Literally tweeted it out.
That's the news that I'm confirming.
But sources, everybody's got sources.
You got to have your sources. I got my sources that telling me who's everybody playing.
Oh, man.
Good early home schedule, rough end of the season home schedule.
I disagree with you.
Well, I mean, look, you at least Cal is an ACC team that you can make fun of if you beat them. Fresno State, whatever. Houston's a Big 12 team, so you get that at least. Sucks. I know they do. I'm just
you don't got to polish the turd.
I'm just trying to tell you, at least they're power. At least you have power conferences at the beginning of the schedule, and then going Lafayette, Sam Houston State towards the end is going to be rough.
I guess
that's going to be rough.
At Texas Tech and at Oregon doesn't look great.
No, it does not. Although Texas Tech shouldn't be. I don't know how good Texas Tech's going to be.